Oh, it started up.
The races.
The races. So we're going to do a little pick your horse. I'm going to give you a couple names. I'm going to give you a couple names and see,
Okay.
see who you like.
Shoot, Bo.
First group people, Kadir or Votto?
Gotcha. You know what? I gotta go with Joey Votto here. And you talked a little bit earlier about consistency. Over the past 4 or 5 years, Votto is he's a career 300 hitter. He can provide that pop. He can drive in runs, and he plays in a great ballpark in Great American. Not to mention, you got to take into consideration that lineup. You've got Brandon Phillips, Shin-Soo Choo, who they added this past year.
Jay Bruce,
who's also hitting the cover off the ball.
Right.
So I would go Joey Votto. What about you, Bo?
Kadir. I like Kadir. Coors Field, Cincinnati is a great American ballpark, great ballpark to hit in, but you mentioned earlier, Coors is like hitting on the moon. There's no gravity. It just seems to go and go, and Kadir is using both sides of the field really well.
Yeah.
We've seen him multiple times this year take the ball the other way and knock it over the fence, so the power numbers are there. 27-game hitting streak. It's the longest hitting streak this year in baseball thus far in the first half. And here's a stat for you. Colorado Rockies, since their beginning, out of all active teams, have the highest team batting average, 276. So guys like Tulowitzki and Cargo are good guys to hit behind.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to come with health.
Yeah.
And that will, whether it be or not, him providing the numbers, whether Cargo and Tulo can stay healthy.
And I think that explains why Michael Kadir's average is so high right now. It's because of, you got guys like Cargo hitting from him, guys like Tulo now that he's back healthy. And when you got superstars like that, it's just going to make your production that much better. So, I mean, Votto, Kadir, it's kind of up for grabs, but,
Next group of people, or next couple, I guess we have is first baseman out of the Angels, Mark Trumbo or Albert Pujols. Who do you go with in the second half?
Oh man, that's a toughie. I gotta go with Trumbo here. I really like the guy's raw power, his ability to hit home runs. I know his average is really low right now in the 240 range. I know he's got about maybe 7 home runs more than Pujols right now. I just think the guy's got something to prove. Last year he didn't have the best second half. He fell off, I think.
Had a horrible second half.
So I think he's got something to prove. So I go Trumbo in this case.
Last year in the second half, hit 10 bombs, 227. Before the All-Star break, 22 bombs, hit 303. Right now he's at 21 home runs, and he's hitting 245. He's a career 255 hitter, so he's going to be hitting around that majority of the time. But since his second half was so dismal last year, you give me Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols in the second half, 10 consecutive years hitting over 300, along with 100-plus RBIs. It's only been his past 2 seasons where he's actually hit below 300. Last year, he still hit 30 bombs. Obviously, he's hitting around 250. The numbers just aren't there for the guy. You have Trumbo, who hit 29, 32 home runs, and now is at 21. But you give me an Albert Pujols who, down the stretch, knows what to do.
You got to also take into consideration, though, injuries. You got to think ailing Pujols all season. His Achilles, his knee. Can he stay healthy? Can he produce those numbers throughout the season? So that's going to be interesting to look at.
And one of the reasons why his numbers are down. Another group of people, we have the guys we traded. First baseman Freddie Freeman, and Adrian Gonzalez out of LA.
Gotcha. I mean, we made this trade, so I would be dumb enough not to say I go with Freddie Freeman. I really like this guy. I think that he's one of the best pure hitters in the National League, and he's only just begun. To take a look at the stats, I know he's batting 308 right now. He's got a little slight edge on Ego with the RBIs, I think by a couple. The past 3 years, he's a career on-base percentage of 350. I do want to look at his home run to fly ball ratio is down a little bit from last season, so that's kind of something to take into consideration. But I think he still lands around the 18 to 21 home run mark, which is kind of in concurrence with what he's done in the past. So,
give me the San Diego native. Adrian Gonzalez, this is a guy I traded for. There were other people in the trade as well. It just wasn't a heads-up straight trade.
True.
But 4 out of the 5 years with the Padres, 30-plus home runs. It seems like so long ago that had happened. Hit better than 300 every month this year, except for June. He went back-to-back-to-back at Coors, so that kind of kicked off his July month. And it just seems like he's on track. It seems like that LA Dodger offense is on track right now.
Yep.
Carl Crawford is back healthy. Yasiel Puig has been a terror in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
Batting behind him, Hanram, one of the hottest players in baseball right now. Andre Ethier is hitting really well.
Starting to turn around, yeah.
So give me Ago in a better hitting lineup. Last group of people, we have Billy Butler, who's ranked 34th right now out of all first basemen.
Okay.
And ranked 15th, Kendrys Morales. Who do you go with in the second half?
Gotcha. You know, that's a real tough one because I think Billy Butler, there's no way that he ends up player rank at 30 or the 35 range. He's going to end up around the 13 to 15 range, definitely in the top 20. But here I go Kendrys Morales. The reason why, in his 2009 season before getting injured, you guys all remember that hop, boom, ends up
career walk-off.
Yeah, walk-off home run, turned really bad. But since post-injury, I should say, post-injury, last year he had 22 home runs and limited playing time with the Angels. He has 54 first-half RBIs right now, which is, I think he should be on pace for around 90, 95 ribbies. I project him around 285 with about 25 homers, about 90 ribbies, and those are solid numbers for first baseman.
Those are solid numbers. That 2009 season where, before that mishap, or actually it was a 2010 season, that 2009 season, hit really well.
Yeah, 2010 is when he got hurt, yeah.
Right. Had 34 home runs in 2010. But give me Billy Butler. Best year last year, 2012. The best out of his 6 seasons. 29 home runs, hit .313. He's a career 300 hitter. Looking at his last 3 seasons, post All-Star break, 32 home runs compared to 31 home runs in pre, with 100 less at bats, and he hits over 300 in the last 3 seasons in the second half. So I'll take Billy Butler with that one. And that would really do it. Actually, give the fans some quick sleepers for the second half.
Quick sleeper. You know what? NL, I gotta go Matt Adams. You gotta take into consideration though Matt Holliday's health. He just got pulled up first base with a hammy injury the other day last week. So I think if he has extended out time, definitely Matt Adams. Also, my AL guy pick would probably be Paul Konerko, coming off the DL with a lower back strain. He just had his first rehab game a couple days ago. He went 1 for 2 with a walk and a ribby. I think you can't forget about Paul Konerko. Wily old vets.
That'll do it for First Baseman. Thank you for staying tuned on FantasyDaddy.com. Make sure to check out all our other articles, along with staying tuned with, and Steve Adler has some podcasts going as well. So make sure you stay tuned in with Steve Adler. Make sure to stay tuned to second base, shortstop, third base. We'll also be talking about that as well. To all our FantasyDaddy.com viewers, thank you for joining us. And we'll be back with you soon for more information on fantasy baseball.
Yeah.